Now we're going to talk about how to build CRUD endpoints. I'm going to show you how to create CRUD features. We created the post controller and we created these endpoints: find all, find one, create, update, and delete. But we don't have model yet. So let's try to create a new model in Adonisjs. I need to check out the documentation for creating model. Actually, I need to check the CLI command. Let me find lucid ORM. Where is that? Here we have getting started. We have to create a new model. Aha, I got the command. Adonis make model post. The name of the model, which is post. Post model has created. You don't need to import the model. They are using the use function. They have already, this command is similar to this import. They have imported the model class from this package lucid. So how can you use this model inside the controller function? First of all, we don't have any record yet. I think we should create a new post first. First of all, we need to get ID, title. I need to get title, description, and published. I don't need to get published property. By default, they will set to false from request object. And then we need to save the post in the database. And then return the newly created post. Let me get the title. Request.input. I think so. Request.input is function to get the input parameter from the request body. We also need to get the description. So I need to import the post model. I can use this function. I can get it from the app models and /post, because we created the post model inside the models directory. And here we have the app inside the models directory. Now I can create a new post object. You can provide title. I can provide title and description. But make sure you have used async await, or you can resolve this promise in this way, because this post will return. I created the post, so you can call the post.save method. We have the save method. You can learn more about from this documentation. Here they have created the user model and they called the save method. We are trying to do the same stuff here. If you don't want to use async await, so you have to resolve this promise response. and then you can return the response. If something goes wrong, if something went wrong, you can handle the error. So, but I would like to use the async await. Async function can if you will make this async, now you can use the await expression. Await post.save, and finally, then you can return newly created post. I would like to test this. Adonis serve -- dev. Application is running. We have to use our REST client. We must need to provide the body. In this way, you can provide the body. We have to provide title, learn node. We also need to provide description, building APIs with Adonisjs. Let's try to send the request. Something went wrong. They are returning the error in HTML format. I don't want to see the error in the HTML format. First of all, we must need to have error handler. I think we have to create a new custom error handler. If you are using the session, you can use that. But we need to create our custom handler. Yes, we have to use that. Custom handler. Let's try to create a handler, exception handler. Handler has created successfully. Awesome. If you want to log the error, you can do that. Console.log error. Let's try to run our project. Now you will not see the error in the HTML format. Cool. Something goes wrong. Title does not have a default value. I think we do not have a title field. I think it's a name. I think so. We can check that from the migrations. I'm gonna open the post schema. Title does not have a default value. What is that? I provided the title, then why it is not getting that? Let me try to check from my code. So we can try to log the value title. Field title does not have a default value. I think they are getting the empty response. I don't know why. Learn node, but I got the learn node, then why it is not doing that? I think you cannot provide values inside the constructor, so we have to do in this way. Title post dot description is equals to description. I believe it will work. The application is saved now. It's time to send the request. Amazing, a new post has created. I can verify from my MySQL workbench. Blog Adonis. We have post. Here we have our first record. By default, they have set the value to false, which is 0. A new post has created successfully. What if we provide the Boolean value or integer value? What will happen? Oops. They have created the title with this integer value, but I do not want to do that. We have to add some validations here. To handle validation, I'm gonna use another external package, Joy. You can also use custom validation here. Let's say if no title or type of title is not equals to string, then you can return the error. But I don't want to write my own validations. I'm gonna use external package. The name of the package is Joy. So you can get the documentation from the Joy package. I'm gonna install the validations package, Joy. To work with Joy, you have to define the schema first. In this way, you will define your schema, joy.object.keys. Here you can write the validation rules, and then you will call joy.validate method. This validate method will validate your schema or request object. You can check the complete documentation from the GitHub. This is the API reference. If you have to write the more complex validations, you can do that. Here we have all these complex validations are available for you. Port, state. So we installed Joy package. Let's import this Joy package. We need to define the schema first. I got the title. Let's define the schema. Joy.object is a function. .keys is also function. We need to write the validation for the title. Joy.string. Yes, type of string. Yes, it is required. Or you can set the max or the minimum length, whatever you want to say. Max is 200 character. Let's say that 200 character. Now we need to write the validation for description property. The type is string. I think we have the type is string. It is required. And you can also provide the published property. The type is Boolean. It's an optional property. So we created the schema. Joy package provides validate method. We have to validate it. Joy.validate. we have to provide our value. I think you have to provide a here value request object request dot. Let me double check it from here. Yep, you can get all the parameters from the request dot all. I can log that as well. Request dot all, request dot all. Here we need to provide our schema. So you will get the error and the value. This will return value and the error. Let's try to test the value, or you can write the validation here if there is an error, and error dot details. You can return the error, return response dot status. I can say 400 dot json, which is error. If everything is good to go, you can use this value, or you can use the title here. Now we need to test our validations. Let's run the application. I'm sending the number value. I got the error. Title must be string. What if I will not provide the title value? Title is required. So validations are working fine. So we created the create endpoint. Now it's time to fetch all the records. Let's make it to async await. You can use post, let me check that, post.find method. It is going to give me the post, and you can return all the posts. Let's try to send the fetch all post request. Something went wrong when compiling. First let's start from 0. I think we cannot use the find method here. Yeah, we have to use the query method, I think so. Yeah, we have to use the query method. Post.query, and this fetch is used to get the all records. Awesome. I found 2 records. You can learn more about from Lucid documentation. This is the ORM. You can use query builder. Basically, I used query builder to fetch all the user. Here we have. They are sending. They are trying to emphasize the user.all method. I think we can use the all method here. Let's try to check it out. Post.all. If you have to write the where clause, you can do it inside the query. Let's try to fetch all the post. The result is same now. So you can also use the all method. Find one. For the find one, I think You can use find method or find by ID, something like that. Post, await, and post dot find value number and the object. You can provide the ID here. How can you get the ID? I think we have a params object. Inside the params, you will see the ID property. Now it's time to return the post. So I found the post by ID, which is 1. Now it's time to implement the delete functionality. Delete function will not return anything. So post or delete, or what is the method for delete? Basically, we need to first find the post, and then we need to apply the await expression on this method post or delete. And you can return the deleted post in the response, or you can return the single message post has deleted. It all depends on you. What is wrong? I think I did not use async here. Params is not defined. I need to get params from the object. You can see the deleted post. Let's try to fetch all the post. We have only single post. It's time to perform the update operation. First, we need to define the schema, or you can say that get all the params, define the schema, validate schema, find the post, update or save the post, return updated post in the response. You can also get the published request dot input dot published. Let's define the schema. So I'm gonna copy the same schema, but this time a user can update title or description or publish property. So all these properties are optional. So we can do that optional. Validate the schema. I can use the same line for validation. Find the post. So I can use the find method. Let's provide the ID. Make sure you got the params. It should be post.find method. Now we need to set the title. If user has provided the title, then we need to only update the title property. Here you can set post.title. If user want to update the description, then we will only update description. It should be title. It should be description. If user wants to update the publish property, then you can set the published. And finally, we need to return the save. I think we need to save our post.save, and return updated post. And return post. Let's try to check it out. So let's perform the update by ID. We have only record JSON type, content type, JSON. Let's provide the body. I want to update the title to learn NGRX. I think I forgot to add the async keyword. You can see the learn NGRX. The title is updated successfully. Let's update the description. Full stack app with NGRX and Node. Description is updated. Let's try to update the published. Published is true, or I think I can set the true value. Cool. So we updated the record successfully. So we performed the CRUD operations successfully. If you want to remove these comments, you can remove that.